Union High School math teacher Rebecka Peterson is now only the second teacher ever from Union to be named Oklahoma Teacher of the Year. Starting July 1st, she will travel the state as an ambassador for Oklahoma education for the next year.
Less than 24 hours after the big announcement, Mrs. Peterson is joining us live to talk about her big moment Thursday. Good morning and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you feeling right now?
I think it's starting to set in. Yesterday just felt like a dream, truly. It was so surreal.
Well, one of your duties is to become an education ambassador here in the state. That means you're going to be traveling across the state to different schools. I know you just got the award yesterday, but are your wheels already spinning about how you're going to make that work?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my big joys is to write one good thing from that happened in the classroom. And I'm the administrator of a blog called One Good Thing. And our mantra is that every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day. And I've published over 1,300 posts about the good that is happening in an Oklahoma classroom. And I'm so excited to sort of take that idea and spread it to the rest of the state and tour so many incredible classrooms all over the state. I think it is going to be the most inspiring year of my life to see the good and important work that teachers are doing and just to be able to herald that and to be an ambassador for them.
You know, I'm sorry, Rebecka, I'm interested. Are you going to be teaching during this next year? How does that work versus traveling the state with, the state-sponsored car that you can use versus teaching math at Union?
Yeah, I'll be on sabbatical for a year, so I will not be teaching next year, but I plan to jump right back in the year after that.
That's probably a tough thing for you to be away from students for a year, but I know that the impact you're going to make at other schools across the state is going to be great as well.
I hope so.
Growing up, you had mentioned several times in your speech yesterday, because the way it worked, every nominee got to speak, and then you got to speak again. You talked many times about being an immigrant, a first-generation American. Tell me your story and how that plays into your life and your teaching style.
Yeah, so I'd actually lived in 4 different countries by the time I was 16. I was born in Sweden. My parents and I immigrated to the United States when I was a child, but they were medical missionaries. So I also had the opportunity to live in Tajikistan and Kazakhstan. And while I'm so grateful for my diverse cultural experiences now as an adult, as a child, they left me feeling a bit untethered. It's difficult when you don't quite know how to answer the question, where are you from? So now, though, that has become the pillar of my teaching philosophy. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to try to fit in, that they belong exactly as they are loved, they are valued. That is the mission of public education, right? That everybody's in, everybody belongs, no matter your skin color or your zip code or what your parents make or your gender, you are in, you have a voice. I think that is the foundation of democracy, and we as teachers play a critical role in safeguarding that.
Well, I know the students were so excited when your name was called. There were reports of cheers being heard up and down the classrooms. And you have students who want to come back and visit you even when they're not in the classroom with you anymore. What would you say your teaching style is for, maybe some up-and-coming teachers who would like to mimic what you're doing?
Yeah, I think we all say it's relationships, but we don't always talk as educators how to build those relationships, right? And so I think it's so important that everyone finds their own way to build those relationships. For me, I sit down with each of my calculus students, 115 this year, and said, come one-on-one, tell me your story, because they have to listen to my story the first day of school. So knowing just how to build those relationships, what works with you and your teaching style, there is no one way to be an amazing teacher, right? The key, I think, is to be true to yourself.
2022 Oklahoma Teacher of the Year, Rebecka Peterson, thank you for joining us. And once again, a huge congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you for having me.